Hello everybody, hope you're doing okay and welcome to Kew Gardens. Now for a change I haven't actually come here for a run. I'm coming for a bit of an afternoon walk with my wife. But as this is the venue for the British Olympic Marathon Trials on 26th of March, I thought I'd take an opportunity to check out the course. I don't think they've actually designed the course yet, or at least I can't see if it's the exact course that they've used. But the 10k race was held here last September, and just behind me is where the start is. So there's a bit of concern that this is a bit of a quite a lot of tight turns on this one, so I thought I'd just have a look at some of the turns and see how they might affect the runners. I think we have to remember that there's only going to be about 30 runners in each of the male and female races, trying to get the marathon standards for the Olympics of 2:11:30 and 2:29:30 for the women, I believe. I'll go and show you the start of the 10k and show you how wide it is. So hi, I'm now standing just behind where the start of the 10k was in September. This is a very wide road. You can certainly get 30 people lined up across here in one line. I think, don't forget that there won't be 30 people running around together. I mean, the best runners are going to be at the front, and I think that the men will be like from like 2:11 to 2:20 standard, I'd imagine. And imagine the women from 2:29 up to about 2:40, I would have thought. That would be mine. So on the start of the 10k here, on this opening very straight and very flat and very good surfaced path, so if the course is on this one, it will be pretty good. So we're approaching the first turn in the 10k. The runners went off to the right here on this little mini roundabout. And it's a really wide sweeping bend. As long as you don't have to circulate round the roundabout, it's ideal. You can just take that at top speed, no problem at all. So the runners then did a circuit around the palm house, which you can see behind me. So they went up sort of there, through that way there. But again, it's a very sweeping bend, no problems at all. So in the 10k, the runners would have come from the direction facing forwards there and then turn left, and you can see that's quite a tight turn, but all that stuff there is all removable. So I would imagine that if they wanted to, they could actually soften that bend by putting a matting over the corner and removing all that temporary posts. So the 10k runners came around the temperate house behind me, and it feels a bit like running around a track. So if we just follow this bend here, it's a bit tight, but if you're used to running around a track, no problem at all, I would say. So if they decide to route the course past the temperate house, you've got some nice inviting sweeping straight roads ahead. So if we turn the camera around, you can either go that way, there's some nice sweeping bend up there, and then that way where that lady is in the red coat. It's a very nice inviting flat straight road. And then you come to intersections like this, nice sort of wooded area where if you go sweeping straight over, no problem at all. And if you have to veer off to the left, it's just a very slight turn. The only thing you wouldn't want to do is double back on yourself and come around this way, but I'm sure they wouldn't route it that way. So plenty of options, I think, to send people around a turn with a minimal amount of disruption to your stride, I would say. So here I am heading towards the far southwest part of the park, and rather nice secluded area. The path here is a bit bumpy because of tree trunks protruding, but it's not too bad. It feels very much like a park run. Whether that will be suitable for 5-minute miling, I don't know. I mean, when I looked up the times, there was the winner of the 10k was a very low 30-minute time, so I guess the male marathons aren't likely to be running much faster than that. So I think certainly, and that course was very, very twisty. When I looked on the Strava thing, it's kind of all over the place. Right, so we'll follow this down and see what we can see. So here we are now in the Queen's Cottage grounds, right in the far southwest corner of the Kew Gardens. And this bit is a bit like a trail. I think they might have to avoid using this. It's a bit muddy underfoot, although I think there is a sort of a tarmacy surface somewhere underneath. But whether this will still count as road, I'm not sure. I don't think I'd really fancy going across this bit at top speed, although the 10k I think did come this way. I mean, maybe by March it would have dried out a bit and they can sweep this a bit, but I think if they can avoid this bit, it's probably going to be easier. So we're on a rather nice section by the lake here, but the only snag is if my thing is actually starting to rain, so I've got the ubiquitous cap on, which I hate wearing caps, but it doesn't keep your head dry. So it's actually managed to stop raining. I'm heading back to where I started from. So this path will be an excellent one to run on nice sweeping bends. A bit narrow, of course, but yeah, don't forget there's only going to be 30 runners maximum, and they're all going to be spread out by now, I'm sure. So now I'm almost back to where I started, and this is a nice wide path here, very, very flat, good surface. So this would be an excellent sort of sweeping corner at one part of the course. So in summary, what do I think about the course here? Well, I think there's definitely potential to get a good fast course here. I'll have to improvise a bit on the turns, but don't forget this course doesn't need to actually go anywhere in particular. They just need to cover the marathon distance. So whether they run sort of 7 laps, 7.5 laps, or whatever it's going to be, I don't think it really matters, as long as I can find a course which has a lot of these sweeping bends and a decent surface, missing out some of the traily woody bits that I went on. But yeah, so I look forward to getting the actual course and come back and maybe going a run around it. So I hope you found this interesting, and look forward to seeing the next one then. Bye.